They've been trying to warn you about this very thing right here. This was posted by Morgan Stanley on their website. Just this year, the US dollar's lost about 11% of its purchasing power. Robert Kiyosaki has warned you, Ray Dalio has warned you, but here's the thing. The very wealthy are not affected by inflation and interest rates. They use inflation and interest rates to make the next moves for their assets. Inflation and interest rates are used to keep the working class, the middle class, and the working poor in a debt-based cycle. One man's debt is another man's assets. Now, this is just my opinion, and I'm only going to share with you exactly what I do with my money and how I started thinking differently and how it created financial freedom. It's allowed me to move my money through the system to beat inflation. You should always do your own research and make sure you understand what you're doing. There's no get rich quick. There's math to all of this. It's just math. Patience, persistence, discipline, and consistency. The man who gets rich quick will lose it very quick. And the man who gets it through planting a seed, tilling the ground, will always bear good fruit. That's why I warn you about meme coins. That's why I warn you about the get rich quick. And the more hypey an influencer is, run as fast as you can. So the reason why Ray Dalio started talking about Bitcoin, now he's not all in on Bitcoin, but he also talks about stores of value like gold during times like this, is because he studied 500 years back at the rise and falls of superpowers. America's at 120% debt to income ratio. China's at about 300% debt to income ratio, the two world superpowers. America has about 30% of their debt held outside the United States. Most of it's held by Japan and China. We had a looming bond market collapse in America, which is debt. So they sell us bonds, we give the government a loan, and they give us interest. Guys, there's no real money in the system. Everything is debt. So that's your number one lesson right there. Number two is if you don't understand inflation, which is a hidden taxation, then you're never going to get out of this trap. So here's what I did. I started listening to wealthy people, not hype, not but billionaires. And I started asking myself, what moves are they making? Well, all of a sudden in 2023, BlackRock went, Larry Fink, I'm wrong. Bitcoin's a flight to quality. He went from Bitcoin's used for money laundering, a fraud, to all of a sudden flip to it's a flight to quality, flight to safety. And he said, when you think your country is debasing your currency. So then he went all in on Bitcoin, announced IBIT, which is the fastest growing, most profitable ETF they've ever had. It's the fastest growing ETF in history, which is BlackRock's exposure to Bitcoin. And now BlackRock is the number 2 holder in the world in Bitcoin through their ETF. Then Ray Dalio kind of flipped a little bit and said, yeah, I'm going to start allocating maybe 1 to 2%. He's not all in on it. The third wealthiest man in Mexico is